I'm not sure.
We're moving them over.
Bills?
I was printing out packets for you guys too.
Oh, the glare. I should put my hat on.
No, I know.
We actually have a microphone?
Yeah.
Ooh, we're getting fancy, aren't we?
That way, like, if you guys have questions.
Yeah. But now the other, I mean, her screen was showing, right? Was that her screen showing?
No, that was
No.
ours.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm gonna.
I think I'm gonna have to get a couple copies.
How are you doing today? I got the envelope, but I haven't saved it for a bit later. 30-some thousand appraisal cut on my settlement for next Friday, and it's all blowing up, and the other agent is being a dick. And so after looking at 25 homes and writing 10 offers, I think we're gonna go back out and continue looking, because I don't think we can come together, because I kind of agree with the appraiser, and it's my buyer, why should she overpay?
Right.
And, you know, I understand that the seller wants a lot of money, but like, what happened to the good old days that seller just dropped the price to meet the appraiser,
Right. Great. It doesn't happen anymore.
you know?
It doesn't happen.
Did I steal your spot?
Oh, I'm gonna go to the.
Let's sit cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we'll separate myself.
All right. Keep our COVID 6-foot distance.
No, I just like, I'm a snob when it comes to like sitting in conferences and shit, like I'll literally push people away, ask people like not to sit next to me. Cause I don't know, I don't like to be, I'm trying to be comfortable, you know, I'm
Yeah.
kind of like sardine,
Yeah.
so.
Sorry, stole your spot.
Yeah, it's cool.
She could fund it, but you know what I mean. It's- Great. Awesome.
What's going on?
I don't know.
It's
I'm barely here.
a pleasure meeting your husband.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we had a nice conversation.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, he's a good doobie. He came in to show moral support,
Cool, yeah.
because I do all the stuff for his office, and, you know, do all the spousal things. So it's
Oh.
kind of nice sometimes for him to show up.
Yep. I didn't get to ask him, where does he work?
He's up at Penn State Hershey Medical Center.
Wow, wow, cool. What's he do up there? I mean,
He is a professor. He studies diseases of the brain for children.
oh my gosh,
So like severe head trauma and any like The brain is an organ, so like he's not
Yeah.
a therapist, but he studies like the brain.
Oh, my heavens.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
he's a brainiac.
Out of my league. That's wow. Morning, Phil.
Can you guys hear me?
I can. I can't see you.
Oh, that's okay. I don't have my camera on yet. But anyway, I can't hear anything from you guys. Were you muted?
Oh, I'm accessing remotely, Michelle. So it's Mindy.
Hi.
Maybe they haven't started yet. I don't know.
It says recording at the top, but I'm not hearing anything. And what's weird is when I go to end this, it's like I'm the one in control. I don't know why.
Huh.
Oh,
It
Chris.
says the
Oh,
participants.
Kristen said she can hear me, I guess. Oops. I don't know
Yeah,
if people in the room can.
I don't know.
I don't know how to get out of it either, because if I end the meeting, if I leave, it wants me to assign someone else.
So I'm not sure that, I think maybe the front desk or Megan or somebody might be a host and started the recording, but I don't know that we're on. I texted Katie.
I'm gonna call Megan because something's wrong on my screen and I don't know why.
Okay, so it's not us. She said she's not on.
Oh, okay.
Katie's not on yet. So the office is recording it. Somebody else is the actual host and Katie's
Gotcha.
not. So she's working through something. So we'll just stand by. I'm gonna go on
Okay.
mute and
Okay,
just
me
wait.
too. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Give me a second. I just got into the office and I will set everything up. Okay, can you guys see the screen? My shared. Why is it not showing up there?
Yep, we got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yep.
What? Why is it not
You
up
need
there?
to,
Yeah.
It doesn't know you.
No, because that's on the same Zoom as this. So I'm sharing my screen on the Zoom, so I'm not sure why it's not sharing it on. No, I like to talk. I like to talk to you guys, so I do have to.
Is that correct? That was audio.
Yes.
So what is that? Is that a PC? PC.
You said last time it was due to me.
I had to unplug your computer and I plugged it back in.
there we go. That might.
Sorry, guys, technical issues.
Where's the other HDMI? The PC is that.
Hold on.
There, there's big BMI.
Yeah, but it's
That's
just
two.
two, not
Oh,
not
okay.
one. I can always.
Yeah, yes, Tuesday you were able to.
I was unplugging the computer.
There is no connection.
So how's it connected to the PC wireless? You know what I'm saying?
There we go. No.
Yeah, there's no source though.
Hold on. I'll let you keep working on that. No, I'm gonna go get my book, my guidebook.
That really, remote or.
About to fix this.
Oh, there you go. How did you do that?
There we
There you
go.
go.
Bingo.
I have no idea how you did that. So at some point, somebody's gonna have to show me this. 'Cause there's gonna be a day when I have to teach this in a couple weeks and I don't know how to do it.
I'm coming to every class, so. But
But we can hear an hour early. So we can do that.
We're
She
not
did it
gonna-
in her office.
Yeah,
Did her valuable. Bless her, she just needs
we're gonna get some.
Somebody might want to
to.
create a how-to. on the back of the TV.
So they just wait on all of our technicians.
Get the geek squad in here.
It's getting worse and worse, you know?
for some reason, you have to plug in stuff on HDMI port. But this computer was plugged in, so I'm plugged in.
He did it, he fixed it.
That's
That's
interesting.
amazing.
Like that one, there's gotta be something in the TV that you can set up to make it.
I own that computer. That computer was plugged in.
To there?
Yes.
How was it? Was it plugged in on the?
There's a plug in.
Oh, the one cord, okay. Well, that was plugged in the other day too.
But for whatever reason, that thing is not detecting multiple.
HDMI's, that's interesting.
Now, is your screen up now?
Yeah. That one, right?
Yeah.
Just watch Netflix.
So. Just unplug it. There's something going on. There.
Go down, signal like cursor down.
Major technical issues this morning, guys, sorry. Says presenters can now unplug and replug. Unplugging. There we go.
Probably the cable.
It's the only cable we have. You want to try it on that TV?
Don't they talk to each other?
Yeah.
Those TVs?
Let me try it on that TV.
Here's another cable.
There is another one right there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one I normally use. Where'd this one come from, I wonder?
Yeah.
This is
Bottom one.
bottom.
Nice. You're up to stand up here. Get it?
Okay. Yay.
I feel like it has to do with your power too.
Yeah, well,
Like it may not be getting enough juice. I don't know. This power cable is like really sketchy.
yeah, it is. It's. Okay. Thank you, Phil.
Yeah.
Lifesaver today. I don't have a question. Still happening today.
Should we all start with
Okay. Right. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Sorry that took way longer than expected. Can everybody see the slides?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna teach to you in the class then. Awesome, Kristen. Thank you. Okay. So today we are talking about personal validity and positioning in the industry. So we're going to talk about who you are, introduction into who you are, validity and personal validity in the market, and then your market position, sprinting past the competition, and then putting it all together. Today, I will be cruising through this stuff because we are starting late, and I apologize, that is my fault. So, ground rules, arrive on time, sorry. Form groups quickly, whatever, we got all that. Okay, so why are you here? So the whole point of figuring out why are you here, we talked about this on Tuesday. But what is the point of you attending this specific class? So on positioning and validity, does anybody want to share? What do you think you're going to get out of it?
Reinforcing.
There you go, reinforcing why we're all real estate agents. And are we, I'm just going to double check real quick that we are, can anybody tell if we are recording?
Yes.
No,
We
it's there. Okay, Awesome, because I can't tell from here. Okay, so we are reiterating why we are here and what we're doing. So I want you guys to describe yourself and figure out how you describe yourself. That's our next one. I need to organize here, guys, sorry. Okay, so your USP is super important. If you don't have it today, that's going to be our #1 thing for you to do today. It is your, thank you, unique selling position. And I don't think I have the right paperwork. There we go. I didn't use these at all on Tuesday, did I? Okay, building your USP, your unique selling proposition. So it starts with figuring out your personal validity. So step 1, how do you describe yourself? So for me personally, I do a lot of farms. So I consider myself somebody that's able to handle farms. So one of my personal validity is that I'm able to talk about fencing and farms and septic systems and stuff like that. So people trust me a little bit farther in figuring out their large acreages. So that's something, so you want to look internal, figure out what you like. It goes back to yesterday. What are your forms of lead generation? Figure out then why you feel that those are your forms of lead generation. That's your personal validity. Now, step 2 is go and ask other people. You want to say, okay, trying to figure out my unique selling proposition. What do you see me as being good at? Let them talk. Get that from a couple people, bring it back and see what aligns with what you feel of yourself. Once you do that, that's bringing it back, powerful positioning. That puts you in the position to be able to uniquely talk about what others see you being good at and what you feel yourself is good at. Combining those two allows you to have your powerful positioning for your clients. So that you then take that and define that for your what you provide for your customers. So define your customer service. So for me, describe how you describe yourself. I'm very good in the outdoors with the animals, all that kind of stuff. I can tell you the difference between cow fencing and horse fencing. So then I go to other people. I'm constantly having people ask me if I'm going riding because of the outfits I'm wearing. So apparently that's something that other people see of me. So I'm taking those two things in. And one of the main customer service things that I provide for my clients is I pride myself in being a specialist for farm and ranches, farm and land, ranch and land. So that is my customer service. I market to the farm and land people. So then number 4 is create your value proposition. So I'm not just marketing myself. You want to figure out what value you're going to be giving. Because if you look back at the economic model of Elbow, one of the things that you find is that those leads that are coming in, you have to be able to provide them value. They're not just going to take what you say at face value. You're actually going to be able to want to hand them something. So this is where it comes in, value proposition. So value propositions are really good to have customer reviews in. That's past stuff. Value proposition, do you give out anything to your buyers when they first start with you, to your sellers? Do you give them gifts when they first put their house in the market? A lot of people give candles or flowers so that when you walk into the house, there's a pretty smell, or you have flowers. So the buyers are always like, oh, they're putting the extra touch there, when it's actually the listing agent. So is that a value proposition that you're going to give? Are you good at staging? Do you see yourself good at staging? Do other people see yourself good at staging? If you do, one of the customer service things you're going to do is stage. The 4th step is figuring out how you're going to do that for your clients. What value are you going to add because you're good at staging? And then number 5 is positioning yourself, powerful positioning. So create your unique selling proposition. It should be a sentence. So what you want to do is put together those 4 things and say, because I am able to do blank, I am able to provide you with blank at this time. It's a unique selling proposition. What can you give that nobody else can give? Everybody's different. So I'll let you guys think about that. Take about a minute to think over that, and we're gonna share. Oh, you're fine. Yeah. No, you're good. Sounds good. This is my last one that I'm teaching. So we're splitting it through the ALC. So there are a whole bunch of people that are teaching. Thank you. Of course. Oh, I'll be around. Okay. Anybody want to share their unique value proposition that they created? Selling proposition? No? Is anybody thinking about it? It does take a while, and it's not something that you can just automatically think up. It took me quite a while to figure out all of the different things, because you do have to go out and ask other people. You do have to figure out what your consumers think. Go back to your reviews, see what they wrote, that kind of stuff. So we will move on then if nobody wants to share. Talking about why we're here again. So we just went through a very quick exercise to show you a slight amount of what's going to be happening today. You'll craft your unique selling proposition that can be used in your lead generation activities. So you need to get so good at that, saying that unique value proposition, that you can just automatically off the cuff say it without even realizing that that's the next thing that you're going to be saying. So again, this is the next building block. So in the first class that we had on Tuesday, we figured out who we were, why we are here, and what we are doing. Now we have to granulate that a little bit and see what we can, by who we are and what we are doing, figure out how we can help our clients.
Some of the places I've chosen, I have some investors that I work with, and some of the other people I've worked with, they go into a place, and, you know, they're turned off right away by the decorator.
Yep.
You know, or they're all busy work. I flipped some houses, so I've had some ideas. I start throwing those out to the people.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you can, you know, get somebody, you could probably take this wall
Background
out
and flipping.
change this, or, you know, the pink bathroom. Hey, look, it's not going to cost you a fortune to change the bathroom. I have somebody that, you know, like, they can, you know,
There you go.
Things
So
like that, and actually.
That's a great point, Bob. So I'm going to repeat things because of Zoom can't hear you over there, but he was saying that he has done flipping in the past. He works with a lot of investors. So something he likes to propose to all of his clients when they go through is how much things are going to cost, and then setting them up with those specific people to help them. Something that will help you with doing that is we have the contractor guide, or who's your guide on the Facebook page under the forms tab. So if you do ever have any questions, all of the contractors in there have been recommended by agents in the office. And as of a couple months ago, we're all relevant. So that's kind of cool. Mindy said on here too, I put out a fab post asking my clients to answer what stood out about me. And that's another great way of doing the second step in creating that value proposition of how others describe you. That's a great way to do that, Mindy. Okay, personal validity. What makes you valid? The knowledge, attitude, skills, and beliefs you already have. Who are you? So we have to look back and see exactly what you want from this and who you are. Do you want to change your values to make somebody else happy? Unless you are solid with who you are, you can't go about helping others because you don't have that solid foundation. So that's what we're here to build today. So 2 sources. Step 1, the words and phrases that you would use to describe yourself, and the words and phrases that others use to describe you. So we talked about this a little bit. Go out. I love Mindy's idea of posting it on Facebook, figuring out what people see you as, and then how you describe yourself. No matter what your story is, you are uniquely qualified. What is that uniqueness? Make sure that that's part of the value proposition. Examine your past experience and make it real estate related. I mean, that's what I did with the horses. I was top level competing with the horses traveling the country. So when I jumped into real estate, I automatically went to farms. So I do geo farming, but I do it for a unique industry. I don't do it for a neighborhood specific. And you'll hear more about that when we talk about farming in class 6. Examine your experience, start with your resume. So those of you that have come from corporate background that have a resume, or college and have a resume, or high school and have a resume, look at your resume, see what stands out. If you like nonprofit work, why are you sitting in the office? You should be out working with the nonprofit. And by being out in front of people, you do that. So then maybe send some of your closing, 1% of all your closings go to a specific nonprofit. I know Dave Hook up in Harrisburg does that. Consider what you know. What are your strong suits? I know I personally don't like working with investors because I am not able to go through a house and say, this is how much this is going to be. This is how much this is going to be. So I try to stay away from that. I always say I have people I can connect you with if you would like to get quotes. I can give you a round ballpark, but don't take my numbers for anything. So you want to know what you know and know what you don't know. That's super important. And then your attitudes and beliefs. So if you're thinking yourself always going to be a failure, you will always be a failure. If you think you will succeed, you will succeed. You've got to think about it as the mindset piece. And then you have to bring all of that back. So combine all of those, consider what you know, what you've done in the past, and what your attitude is. And it doesn't have to be real estate related. It could be life related for those answers. Then morph it into real estate. Real estate is related to everything. You can relate real estate to anything and everything. So how would those 3 questions under part 1 benefit your consumers, your customers? And have you already used what you wrote to help them? Because if you have, use those reviews to your benefit. Consider what buyers and sellers say they want. So for a buyer 23% out of the time wants an agent that is trustworthy and honest. Does that surprise anybody? How about 23% of the time they want somebody that's has a good reputation? Yeah, right?
I would have said like 80 or 90.
How about sellers? Does it surprise you that on the selling side, it's higher for trustworthy and honest than it is on the buyer side?
Buyers feel like they don't care because all you do is open the door. You don't do anything else. That's all you do. You're just a glorified, back in the day, taxi driver. Now you just open the door. You have no value. That's typically how at least an initial buyer.
Buyers feel they have no value. Yep.
Until they've gone through the process of like, holy crap, I really appreciate you. The sellers kind of feel like, oh my gosh, I'm putting my financial resources in the hands.
I find it interesting that they feel that sellers feel agents are less honest and trustworthy. Only 19% of sellers want an agent that they feel is trustworthy and honest. That's scary. That's scary.
But if you,
What do you mean? The percentages?
The other 40 to 50%.
I have no idea.
well,
Agent is honest, so it would be agent is not honest. 77% of the time. Yes. Oh, I see what you're saying. What are the other items that are higher up on that list? I don't know. Because this is about 50%, so I don't know. Okay, break for an exercise. You guys have 2 minutes. I'm not giving you much time today because I was late. I'm sorry, but you can always go back and do that. That's what's so great about this class. You have the manual. You can go back and look at it and take the notes that you want or to come back. So how do you describe yourself? Thoughtfully answer the question. It's on page 11. So this question, these questions, and I'll put them back up. So start with your resume, consider what you know, think about your attitude and belief. How does that benefit to your clients? And have you already used your experience to help your consumers? So think about those questions, write down what you feel, and we'll be moving on shortly. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Love it, Mindy. We'll go make more.
Jim,
She, still gave the other guy.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
You want to- you already started.
No, Jen.
No, these are. This is what you printed the other day.
I really don't need this second. Just so I can review it later.
And I'll get you.
That's fine.
Okay, does anybody want to share their answers to any of these? It's awfully quiet today, guys.
We've done a good job I had marketing.
Marketing,
technical, Training,
tech training.
designing.
Okay,
You know, walk into a house, I market myself, talking to the people, know, give them the impression that I know what I'm talking about. I help them
Validity.
with, some technical ideas, and just, okay, well, maybe you can, do some design ideas or something like that.
broad spectrum. No, I like it. Write it down on paper.
I'd like to think that I have my technology background sets me apart from a lot of people.
Okay,
Just
technology background.
my ability to just adapt to technology.
So how does that help your clients?
Well, we never have any issues when it comes to automations.
Okay.
Tools. I can always walk it,
How to do it? Okay,
really more on the seller side, I'd say.
okay,
Than advertisement or.
that makes sense. More on the sellers, and listings are leverage, so listings leads leverage, leads listings leverage. Okay,
Yes.
cool. So going back to your backgrounds, how did you make it real estate related? So Phil just showed us that. So his tech background allows him to help with sellers with marketing, and for buyers and sellers for the technology of docu-signing and dot loop and stuff like that.
It is.
Okay, so pick a phrase. Yeah. So you got to think about it though. So are you providing value because you're techie to your buyers? Okay, state your original word and describe how you made it real estate related. So what word? So Bob had designing and investing in the background. So those were words, and he made those real estate related because he can go into a property and look at it and kind of say, well, you can take this wall out or you could do this with it. Phil said it was tech, and how he relates that is marketing and that kind of stuff to the sellers. Anybody online? Mine is equine, so I can go in and talk about the different fencings, different stuff like that. Nobody? You guys are awfully quiet today. Experience, yeah. Experience in what? Real estate. Okay. Psychology. Katie. Okay. Emotions. Emotions are a big one. Mindy, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I have clients answering me online, so I'll probably circle back and do this later. I initially wrote down detail because from running a shopping center and working with 80 merchants, the consumers, the public. And so some of my things that are coming through from my people are honesty, spunky, flexibility, fighter. So advocate, I guess, detail advocate.
Okay, I like them. So Mindy, and I'm going to share, Mindy, what you sent me. So Mindy posted something on Facebook just a minute ago that said, we're in a class looking to find something. What is the one word that you feel exemplifies me? And I paraphrase that because I'm not reading it. She posted it. So that's what she was most likely reading off of. It's kind of cool to do stuff like that because you never know what people are gonna, how people perceive you. Thank you, Mindy. Okay, so how others describe you, compelling parts of your validity, indicators of your strength, persuasive picture of your integrity. Think about people you care about, people you respect, and people you have great business relationships with, your past clients. So I think I said on Tuesday, but I'm gonna bring this back around because I think it's really important when you're asking these people, don't ask just anybody. So you wanna ask the people that it truly matters to you what they say. So who are those people that are gonna be at your funeral? Who are those people that are gonna be at your wedding? Like those are the people that you wanna be asking how they see you because they probably truly know you and they're the ones that you want to hear from. Though it is good to hear from your clients and the other people because you kind of get an overall view, but you kind of want for this perspective, you don't want that eagle eye view. You want a very close up and to have the people that know you tell you these kind of things. So we pretty much did this, so we're gonna skip that. Collecting what others say, underscore your validity to a potential new customer and just ask to use what's been said in their name. Keep these posted. So like Mindy just did, keep those. Those are reviews. Put them on your website, put them on your Facebook, put them on your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your Google profiles, all of it. It means something. One word is better than no review. It increases your validity, your positioning, all of it. So if that's not something you do, reviews are super important, guys. So collect testimonials. We're doing a lot of the same activities on here. It says here, get on your cell phone, call them. So why don't we'll do 3 minutes and shoot somebody a text message, 2 minutes or two or three text messages. Send somebody and say, hey, I'm doing an activity trying to figure out how other people see me or view me in the realm of real estate and find out what they respond. So go ahead and do that right now. And we'll hear some of the answers. Make sure to thank them for taking the time. Okay. Did anybody get any answers? No, still texting. Okay. You guys keep going. Any responses? Okay, so we're going to talk about powerful positioning now that we have your validity figured out. So how do you stand apart from the crowd? We're going to define your customer service, create your value proposition, and then attach it to your unique selling proposition. So to define your customer service, buyers, this is what buyers want. So these were the final numbers that you wanted, Phil. So a buyer's importance, they said that 53% of buyers find that they help finding the right house to purchase is super important for them. 12%, they want help negotiating the terms of the sale. 11% want price negotiation, which I would think would be the same thing. 8 terms of sale. Yeah, price is a term. 8% determine what comparable houses we're selling for. 6% want help with paperwork, which I find is really funny because I think if they knew how much paperwork was involved, a lot more would want more. Arranging financing is 3%. Affordability is 4%, and teach buyers more about the neighborhood and areas, only 2%. So we had a question on Tuesday in regards to somebody had a lot of clients that were out of town. They'd moved around a lot. They had a lot of clients that weren't in the area. And they said, is it worth me still marketing to those clients? Right here tells you that your clients could care less. Only 2% of them care about you telling them about the neighborhood. So why would you pigeonhole yourself by looking at a neighborhood? So farming is different than pigeonholing now. Because if you're only going to pigeonhole yourself in York, are you ever going to sell in Lancaster? If you say, no, I'm never going to sell in Lancaster and something comes up in Lancaster, would you take it? Okay. But you would probably refer it, right? So you still get something out of it. Yeah. Okay. For sellers, here are the numbers for sellers. Paperwork, negotiations, fixing and selling the house, finding buyers, home competitive, specific timeframes, potential home buyers. So what services do you offer? We're going to spend a little bit of time here figuring out the answers to these questions. So analyzing needs and wants of your consumers, your clients, determining price strategy, advertising on repairs, developing a marketing plan, evaluating offers, negotiating counter offers, preparing post-contract work list, coordinating document preparation, reviewing closing docs, and assisting with post-closing. Do you guys think, looking at this list, that this list is always going to stay consistent? Good. It won't. It won't stay consistent. Right now, we are not doing any preparing post-contract work list. That's not happening because we're not having any inspections. We're not negotiating counter offers technically because we have multiple offers on properties. Though every once in a while you do get a call back and say, hey, would you counter this? But it's not really a negotiation. It's like a, hey, buyer, would you do this? Would you be willing to come up? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. But 3 months ago, would that have been happening? Oh, okay, 6 months ago. So this is something that you should probably, the services do you offer? This is probably a list that you should go over at least twice a year, if not quarterly, just to make sure that it's still relevant because our market changes so often. It's a seasonal change as well as an economic change. We ride a roller coaster. So it's the seasonal roller coaster, the economic roller coaster, all of it. I just read an article the other day that builders are now trying to get back in with real estate agents after pushing us out the door for so long, that they're now panicking because they can't sell their houses anymore. So we saw a list of what could be offered. What are those things that you find are super important right now in this minute, in this market, that you feel that you can provide your clients? Go ahead and take some time and write that down. Do you do TC work? So do you have to focus on that? So you can focus on more client care. Do you do a lot of stuff after? Do you provide a closing gift? Do you help stage properties? Do you do marketing? Do you help with document prep? Do you give them a checklist of what needs to be done once they go under contract? Do you educate them? All of those things are things. Do you have contractors that you can send their way if they have questions? Do you have an attorney that you can talk to if something arises? Like I've been dealing with one right now that has a, what's it called? Her name and information is not allowed to be for public record. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to do it if she buys a house, because the deed has to be recorded and her name has to be on the deed. NFT, court ordered NFT. So what are we going to do? Are we going to hold the deed for a little bit until they figure out what to do? Are we just going to put her name on the deed and hope that nobody pulls the deed records? Like, it's stuff that she has to determine. Go ahead, Mindy.
Can you purchase can you use an LLC to purchase it?
So we tried that, but the bank won't allow it because it would be a brand new LLC and wouldn't have the funds in the accounts to prove. It's been a fun one. So think about what you offer. What do you have at your fingertips that you can provide to clients if some need arises? Do you have a cleaner? Do you provide cleaning services to your sellers? So when they move out, they don't have to worry about keeping the house clean. I did that for a while and then stopped because right now it doesn't matter.
Can she change her name to a symbol like Prince?
Yeah, right. Don't think we have that much time. We'll find out. It has to be on the deed. POA can't be on the deed. POA can sign the deed for the client, but not, the name still has to be on the deed. I'm learning a lot with this one. This is fun. We'll find out today whether it's okay or not. Okay. Create your value proposition. So distill service. So you wrote out a checklist or a bullet point list of all of those things that you do. Now make that into a sentence. Easy for me to say, right? Distill service into benefits. Say what you're doing for your customers. Explain the complexity of what you do and keeps you accountable, and state the consumer specific benefits. So do you provide cleaning for both your buyers and their sellers? Do you have two separate value propositions, one for buyers, one for sellers? Do you have one for transaction coordination? Do you have one for rentals? Do you have a different value proposition for the different price points you have? I know I do. Do you have a different one for investors versus flippers, or different things? They're the same thing, but so take some time to do that. My value, professional courtesy and integrity. You will enjoy a smooth contract to close process because I build strong relationships with customers and their agents. You get honesty, dedicated service, and the confidence that I'll keep the promises I make. Spanish English bilingual. You have access to a large pool of potential buyers for your home who are oftentimes overlooked by other agents. Born and raised in locally. You can make sound real estate decisions based on my expert knowledge of the market. My office averages 98.9% of listing price. You get the best sales price for your home due to our strong training and negotiation. My market center has more than 100 agents. You have immediate connection to thousands of buyers and sellers in the area. I'm active in several large local organizations and charities. I have access to dozens of potential buyers and sellers I meet every week. I have IVR call capture. You have confidence your potential buyer are qualified because I screen them quickly and efficiently with the help of cutting-edge technology. My market center has staff transaction specialists to review contracts. You have the confidence that your contract will contain no hidden surprises. My market center has more than 100 agents. You have access to the collective wisdom of the best professionals in your market to get the answers you need. I work from a laptop and can take it with me anywhere I go. You'll always have access to the latest, most accurate information because I have the resources for any on-the-spot research you need. That's a little outdated. We post listings on multiple websites. Again, that's a little outdated, so we're not even gonna read that one. Do you guys have your bullet points put into sentences? So again, go back. If it's going to take you longer, go back to it. This whole section is one that I would highly recommend going back to. I mean, I still go back to this section of 3612.3 often. This is one chapter that I continuously go back to. Make sure that you use powerful words. So those strong, valid, honest, dedicated, decisions, strong negotiations, immediate connectivity, those kind of things are super important when you're working on these. Benefits of sharing benefits. Select one of your benefits, share your benefit with the class, and revise a benefit. Does anybody have one that they would like to share? Anybody do one? What is it? Professional. So what's your sentence for professional? Okay, it's okay. We will keep going. So create your unique selling proposition by combining your validity, services, and value propositions. So we've gone over your validity. It's the validity of what other people see you, what you feel you do well, and what your consumers say. Adding those things up is your validity. Then your services. We went over that a little bit ago, bullet pointing out what exactly you provide in the market. It changes probably quarterly with the seasonal changes and the economic changes that changes. And then your value proposition, which we just did. Put all three of those things into a mission statement. And that's your unique selling proposition. That is not something that stays consistent. Unless you have a large team and can keep it consistent because the market doesn't swing for you, then it probably is something that you should be looking at least once a year. Yes. Clean. There you go. So these on page 25, you're supposed to be adding those into your sentence. So it's a professional. So it could be a clean transaction. You're working with a professional with blank years of service, which will provide you with a clean transaction that is not going to have any road bumps. Select your best value proposition. We're hitting this like multiple times. So we're going to sprint past the competition here. What is the power of your unique selling proposition? Validity and positioning in your presentation. Your USP is ready for you to pick up and go. So it's super important that you guys know this, and it is something that isn't something that you have to think about. It just happens. When it happens, you don't need to talk about it. It is there. But when you need to talk about it, you don't have to worry about not knowing it because you do it on a regular basis. You don't want to add things in there that don't have any meaning to you. So if you're not somebody that does a lot with nonprofits, don't put nonprofits into your value proposition because to you, it's not going to be the first thing you think about. feel like this went a lot quicker than yesterday. Did I cruise through that too quick? Is there not as much to cover? Okay, what were the ahas? You guys get an hour back of your time.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
We all have this day.
Especially since I took so much from it. If you don't have the physical paperwork, look on KWU under 3612.3 and you can print out the whole packet for those of you that are online. If you come in person, you'll get a packet. We'll print one out for you. So anybody have any ahas from this session? This is a pretty quick one.
I think this one's kind of quick because it's more introspective and it takes, we're supposed to spend about an hour probably on our own going through this. I encourage everybody to put a Facebook post out because some of the things I'm getting back are interesting. I had a lender respond, 3 clients so far. So I think it takes time.
That's very interesting.
Any surprises maybe, or pretty consistent with what you would expect?
I can't hear her.
Any surprises, or was it about what you expected? The responses.
It's about what I expected. The one thing that's surprising is people see me as patient. So I'm a good actress, apparently. I mean, I don't like anyone to rush into a transaction. So yes, I sell to people like I would like to be sold to, but patience is probably my least. Just try to get me to do anything technical and see how patient I am.
It's funny what we hear from other people that we don't think about. That's a perfect example, Mindy.
Yeah.
So, what were you saying, Tina? Repeat what you said before that. No? Okay. So I'm going to give you guys, anybody else have anything they want to say, any ahas? This is definitely something that you need to focus on and do on your own time, because this is not something that is a quick, like, jot it down. I did have you guys bullet point a couple things today, just so you can go back and take those bullet points. This exercise actually reminds me a lot when I was in college writing papers. So I would sit down and I'd say, okay, what's this paper about? And I would bullet point out those items. Then I would take each of those bullet points and elaborate on them a little bit. And then I would try to connect all of them together. And before I knew it, I had a paragraph and then a paper, and it was done. So it's something that you want to just sit there and just kind of think about, go back through the questions that were asked, because this is super important. This is where your marketing comes in. You can't have your marketing until you have your unique value proposition.
You mentioned it earlier, this is a mission statement.
Mission statement,
You
yep.
know, working with some companies, they take, time to develop their own mission statement. I mean, they're not meeting them.
Yep.
So I mean, this is important. You need to set this up, because you're setting up a mission statement for your own business.
And so Bob's right. You're setting up a mission statement for your business, and typically businesses have meeting after meeting after meeting on these mission statements. So it's important to just continue to review it. Now, this goes back to yesterday's session where we were talking about the accountability circle. So you want to make sure that you do it and then hold it accountable. So it's not something that ends. It's something that is a continuously working on. And you can also, if you're having trouble just doing it on your own, sit down with somebody else, do it with somebody else and say, okay, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think of that? I have to do that a lot of times when I'm writing an email that's really important. I'll just read it out loud, or I'll read it out loud to somebody else, because then I will have an idea of hearing it is different than seeing it. But this is something that I would spend time on. This will help you. Again, this is your foundation. So you need to be focused on making sure that your foundation is strong. If you don't know your value proposition, then you're not going to be able to help your clients because they won't know what it is. You won't be the same every single time. And that's what's super important about the real estate transaction. You want to be consistent. And if you can't be consistent because you don't have a foundation, because it rains one day, the next day is going to crumble. Any questions? Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Because I'll get one for you as well. So you're good. I was late, so I didn't get to print them out for everybody. Okay, well, those of you online, I give you an hour to go work on this. It's probably 50 minutes at this point. And I would love to hear you guys bringing next Tuesday, your value propositions, your USPs and VPs into class and sharing them. Okay? Okay, have a good one, you guys, and we'll see you Tuesday.
Thank you.
Tuesday should be a good one. It is, let's see what Tuesday is. Tuesday is, sorry. Ooh.
It's
Tuesday
prospecting.
is prospecting. Yeah, so now that you know what to talk about and what your values are, you can go out and actually talk to people. Okay, have a good one. If you guys ever have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. My number, everybody has it. And if you don't have it, just ask somebody else. Otherwise, I'll see you later and have a good one.
Thanks, Katie.
Have a good one.
Bye.